How you doing? It's Tom. I'm back. And I woke up this morning and things are okay. I'm telling you, last night I was looking at this coinmarketcap and like everything was red. There was only a few greens. Now this morning it's flipped. Almost everything's green. And there's just a few reds. But it goes to show how, you know, a correction like we had 2 days during the week totally messes with your head, right? Because here I was like, oh no, because it was before I went to sleep last night, and you know, that Asia is starting their day at that time, and I was like, oh no, what's going on? They're sucking value out of the market again. I mean, it makes you paranoid after a while. But I'm happy to say I wake up this morning. I only get a few hours sleep, by the way, and everything's green, just about. So, I mean, the prices haven't really changed that much. Ether here is still just above 1,000, 1057. Um, Neo is about 147. These are all pretty much about where they were last night, but the percentage, the 24-hour percentage is up. Um, it's really strange stuff. See, Tron's at 8. Verge, where's Verge? Verge is at 11. I dumped these. I had Tron and Verge. Um, I like the idea of them really going up and making me a lot of money, but they both spooked me big time. Tron with the, look, FUD is FUD, but news is news. And Tron has a lot of problems around their white paper. I mean, if this thing eventually goes crazy in a good way, I'll be surprised. I really had a lot of hopes for this. Maybe I'll get back into it at some point, but and Verge really messed up that Wraith release. Again, these were hit by FUD as well, but I'm just not sure anymore, at least right now. And I ended up putting that into Neo, which Neo has really, really been good to me since I first bought it. I first bought it in the single digits back in the summer of 17, and I forgot about it. I totally forgot about it. I didn't look at the price for a long time, and I finally looked it up. I said, wait a minute. And I looked up how many I had, which is not a lot, but to see something that is like, you know, what is it, like something that's like under $100 purchase price for what you bought, and to see it go to up over 1,000 within a few months is just like, wow. So I got some more. And I consolidated them on the same exchange, which also gives you the gas token for owning it. Where I had it doesn't do that, so I ended up taking my initial amounts, selling them for ETH, because they also, you can't, that wallet wouldn't let me transfer it out. So I had to convert it to ETH, send it out, and then convert it back to Neo. I actually made a little bit on that spread because I was able to buy 2 utility tokens on that exchange, which also pays for my fees, which are reduced. So I did pretty well with that conversion. So Neo is, I don't know, it's like they call it China's Ethereum. It's up and coming, and just before the correction, it was closing in on $200 a coin, and it's backed off since then. But I think it's going to go back and then some. They're saying this thing could go up to where Ether is now, which is over $1,000. That would be amazing. I mean, can it do that in 2018? It just may. So Neo is worth looking at. Okay, it's been a great ride so far. It's been a great ride. Stellar still needs to get back up there. I don't own a lot of these, but it's got a little bit. It's got to catch up to where it was before the correction. IOTA as well. It's doing, but they're all in the green, which is good. Ethereum Classic was up around 60. Now it went down to like 26 during the correction, and now it's around 31. So again, just wish I had more to invest in some of these. I'd love to. I don't have Ethereum Classic. I would love to have it, but you can only buy so much. Binance Coin was between 20 and 23 or something before the correction. Now it's down to 15. But this thing goes up and down. So does where's the other one? KuCoin. KuCoin's down below $10. This thing was pretty much where the Binance token was. This one here is probably a good buy right now. It says it's still minus 16%. These things bounce back. What else? You can go through this whole thing. Here's the gas token, which is associated with NEO. You see it's got the same little icon here. $58. This thing I've seen up to like 67 or something. When you own NEO, you can actually earn these. This is the gas that's associated with the NEO network. That goes on and on and on, But, ooh, wait a minute. This one here, BitConnect, 3512. Is this related to that site, that Ponzi site? Who carries this? Still being traded? I don't know. I thought they were belly up. I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn here, but I thought that this was completely gone. It's still worth $34. Well, yeah, look, it really came down. Look where it was. It was up past $400. So this thing really dove big time. I'm surprised it has any value at all. I don't think it's going to be going back up there, though. So anyway, get over to my site, techbait.net. Keep up with the news, especially the crypto and technology news. I spoke about this in my last night's video about now mining is getting some support from some U.S. states, Virginia and Montana. They're giving grants to mining companies. I don't know where the power. I mean, are they getting the power from regular power? No, that's the thing. Because I was saying that countries like Iceland, places like Iceland with the geothermal power, and places with hydroelectric. Hydroelectric is the movement of the water like in a river. Geothermal is like Iceland with the heat in the ground that generates the power. It's renewable, it's green. You don't have to get it from a power plant like by burning coal or nuclear or something like that. It's renewable like solar. Places like that would be ideal for mining because mining is so power intensive. Now setting up a mining operation in a friendly place that has a renewable power resource is like the holy grail, cheap power. So, and I looked it up. Indeed, there are mining operations going on in Iceland. As a matter of fact, I think Genesis Mining, which you can get on my page here, by the way. If you scroll down, I think I have a Genesis thing somewhere. Here it is, Genesis Mining. Come to TechBait. Come to TechBait. From home to mama. Yeah, so Genesis Mining opened up I think a mining center over there in Iceland, someplace like that. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's the answer. I mean, they're talking about using up enough electric. It's like more than Denmark or something. Just go to a place with renewable. If you can move these things around to different countries, that's ideal. Especially if the government of the place you're looking at is crypto friendly. Maybe even giving incentives for you to come there. I mean, because these things create jobs, right? They have any kind of mining outfit. It's going to be computers. It's like a data center. So someone has to manage that. IT professionals, and that's the whole thing behind Virginia Beach and Montana wanting it. They want to lure IT jobs. These things are jobs for people as well. It's not just the mining or whatever. So, yep. And oh, by the way, Ripple's at $1.66. We'll see where this thing goes. I got this at like 21 cents, and I dumped it at 98 before it went up to 3. I didn't think it was going to go up to 3. But it's a good. It doesn't. I don't regret dumping it at 98 because had it gone up to 3, I might have been tempted to hold it, and I'd probably still be holding it. And even though it'd be higher, I dumped it into other things that I initially dumped it into Tron and Verge. No, I dumped it into Verge, my second Verge purchase. But that eventually went into Neo, which I'm happier there anyway. I don't know what's this. I believe in the use case of Ripple. I really do. I'm agnostic when it comes to the whole. This isn't really crypto. It's centralized. Blah blah blah. I'm just not sure of the token value long term. Because, like I said, you don't need this thing to. You don't need it to use their network. So I'm just not sure. I'm a little fuzzy on this. If someone else could explain it in the comments below in a reasoned fashion, please do. I'm just not sure of the long-term viability of this token. We'll see what happens. But again, I highly recommend Neo. Look this bad boy up. It has been very good to a lot of people. It can be good to you too. And all right, I guess I'm going to sign off for now. As we can see, just about everything's in the green. Keep abreast of this stuff via my TechBait site. You're welcome to use it. I initially created it for me. So I only had to pull up one URL, and I had all this news at my fingertips any time of the day. It's a very useful site. Share it with your friends. And that's it. See you later. I'm trying to, as the news comes up, there'll be other things to talk about. So right now, it's not much different from my last video, except for the going from red to green, which is always a good thing. So as more news crops up, we'll address it. And maybe even through the day from my phone. If something interesting comes up during the day, and I can't wait to comment on it, I'll pull it up on my my phone recording app, although that can be a little shaky sometimes, so just bear with me when I'm doing it from the phone.